The following program is a special presentation from the Foundation of the Catholic Diocese of Buffalo and WBBZ-TV, with major support from Platinum sponsor ActQuest Development, the Chancery of the Diocese of Buffalo, and the Maid of the Mist Corporation. Tonight, a celebration of Catholic education, Shooting for the Stars. Good evening and welcome. I'm John DeSciullo, and I'm here with my friend WKBW co-host Taylor Epps to talk to you about the numerous positive benefits a Catholic education can offer and the lifelong impact it will have on your children and family.
We've got such an amazing night ahead, and tonight you're going to hear from principals, teachers, proud parents, and advocates of Catholic education. You'll also learn how you can help support the critical task of coaching, inspiring, and giving your children the tools for future success.
Now, those of you who are interested in making a donation, we made it real simple, even for me. So with your smartphone, your camera, you can scan the QR code on the bottom of the screen or text the word GIVE to 716-249-0106 and follow the prompts.
So the proceeds from tonight's show will be used for students in need of tuition assistance who otherwise would not be able to afford to attend our Catholic schools. Now, to get the show started here, we want you to hear a message of faith and hope from the 15th Bishop of the Diocese of Buffalo, the Most Reverend Michael W. Fisher.
Hello, I'm Bishop Michael Fisher. It's my pleasure to be with you today and help celebrate our 23rd annual event supporting Catholic education. Today you will learn the difference a Catholic education can make and all the amazing things happening in our diocese. As you know, we have been living through some very challenging times, but we are turning the corner. As we continue to move forward with our Road to Renewal program, this will help strengthen our schools and Catholic community to provide a strong foundation for our future faith. As our parish families come together, it's inspiring to see how we capitalize on every person's strength. During our Catholic Schools Week, I will have the great privilege of visiting some of our elementary and high schools. Back in September, I was so moved by the exuberance, excitement, and very warm welcome from students and teachers alike. In today's program, you'll hear real-life success stories from parents, principals, and teachers, and see why we are so encouraged about the future of Catholic education in Western New York. Thank you, and God bless you.
But before you hear some of those success stories, we want to introduce you to Nancy Gugino. She is the Foundation of the Roman Catholic Diocese of Buffalo's Executive Director.
So Nancy is going to share with you the way families benefit from your acts of kindness and why your help is so much needed and appreciated.
Tonight, we celebrate our Catholic Schools Week with our televised event, Shooting for the Stars. Our goal is to help families in need of tuition assistance, and that no family should be denied a Catholic education based on finances. The goal of our administration is that for those wanting a Catholic education for their child or children, we are there to help. We witness daily that families make so many sacrifices to send their child to a Catholic school. Financially, hours of volunteerism, not to mention transporting them to extracurricular activities they are participating in. Love for your fellow human being, truthfulness, and putting other people first are the type of values that parents are looking for Catholic education to teach, reinforce, and build upon. Our schools welcome people from all walks of life and faith. What we hear often when visiting any one of our schools is that they view themselves as a family, and family is always there for one another. Even though Catholic education is a sacrifice, parents say it's the best investment they've ever made. Tonight, your generosity will support those in need of emergency tuition assistance, and every dollar raised tonight will help someone who values Catholic education, but may be going through a difficult time right now. We ask you to walk in someone else's shoes tonight, someone that is less fortunate. This could be due to loss of a job, sickness, death of a loved one, or just life circumstances. The phrase, "there but for the grace of God go I," resonates with all our viewers, and we ask you to think about this as you watch our program for the next hour. On behalf of all those grateful families, I want to thank you in advance for your generous support. Please call our operator standing by right now to donate. You may also visit our website at frcdb.org for more information. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for considering a gift. Your donation is the best investment in a child's life and learning that they will carry with them forever.
Letter, piano starts up.
Fractions and things. Yeah, percentage.
All right, so this next segment will show you what Nancy's referring to there. You're going to hear from parents and teachers on the positive impact a Catholic education has on their kids and their students.
But Taylor, before we do that, we want to say thank you to our gold sponsors, the Diocese of Buffalo Chancery and the Maid of the Mist. Your continued support is very much appreciated.
For the first time probably in many, many years, we are seeing an increase of non-Catholic students coming to our school. And what I always say to parents is all are welcome. Your child will be exposed to the Catholic religion, which really is just about being kind, being a good neighbor, living God's message, and no one really can fight that message. They want that message.
The values I like to instill in my students, number one is always kindness. Treat others with kindness, treat others the way you want to be treated. To be helpful to others, help those in needs. And I think teaching here at St. Peter's, there's a lot of service projects that go on that we involve our students in to help others in need. And then a big one for me that has brought more importance recently in the 10 years is to accept others for who they are and to celebrate our differences.
My parents sacrificed so that I could go to Catholic school, and my 7 sisters all went to Catholic school right through high school. We gave those same gifts to our children. My husband and I worked so that our 4 children could. And I see Catholic education as something that's becoming very much unaffordable for many families that want to have their children here or in another Catholic school. I see schools closing and it breaks my heart. When I was growing up in Niagara Falls, there were 11 parishes. Now there's 1 Catholic school, and it is it's a small Catholic school. So I'm nervous that my children's children may not have that opportunity, and that strikes a very sad chord for me, who believe that my children are who they are because of what the Catholic faith has given to them.
Of course, the day always starts wonderfully with the kids when they're walking in and I see those smiles, because as a mom of 4, sometimes those mornings are chaotic, and the moment I get in school and I'm just in my place, this is what I love to do, and those kids start walking in the door and I'm seeing their smiles, and I have one little friend this year who gives me a compliment every day, and they melt my heart every day, and they're almost my teachers, like they teach me to be kind, they teach me to be accepting of others, and I'd have to say it's those moments where they're teaching me those valuable lessons also.
Now you have a child with special needs, Caroline.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us how coming out of Caroline's needs,
Right.
what did you do?
She was born with Down syndrome, and I wanted her to be a part of this special community. If there was another parent in my situation where they wanted their child with special needs to attend a Catholic school, it's very possible. Yeah, you just have to stick to it. You have to believe it can work. You got to have a good network of people who are going to help you along the way. And it's very possible.
We need to protect, and I think we can protect. I think there is a lot out there, and I think we would be wrong to think we don't have to prepare them for it, but in our way, in a way that's right for children, that's developmentally and emotionally and socially and spiritually appropriate for the age group that we're dealing with. So we have a responsibility to our children, but number one, we nurture beyond. That's what we're all about.
It's remarkable to see how many people support Catholic education. Kristen Bauer is one of those people who will talk about how your gift to Catholic education can be so impactful.
Can you share your thoughts as how we as a community can come together to preserve Catholic education in Western New York?
The answer that comes to me is simple. It works. Catholic education provides its students with academic excellence, with a focus on Catholic values, as well as a strong sense of community or second family. Over the years, my girls have often heard me say that a little bit of God every day is a really good thing. By investing in our girls' Catholic education, we allowed them to have unique opportunities to develop their talents to help make a difference in the world.
How would you encourage people to consider Catholic education if it doesn't seem possible and yet it's very important to the family and to the child to want to pursue that?
There are many resources of funding available. I would ask them to reach out to the foundation. I would ask them to reach out to the Catholic schools individually. I would ask them to reach out to the Bison Fund. There are many, many different sources of funding, and I would say that definitely the benefits are greater than the families. You hear success stories all the time on how Catholic education has made a difference in the world and in the lives of these children. Catholic education right now has some challenges that it's going to be facing in the upcoming years. But again, I believe that we need to continue to donate our time, talent, and treasure to help ensure that we allow Catholic education to exist and these kids have the opportunity and families have the opportunity of choice. I can't stress how important as a community that is to allow people to continue to have that choice. And it helps build lifelong friendships with the kids. And to this day, our girls are still friends with some of their kindergarten friends, as well as families. Like we would come in and volunteer and help run the barbecues and help run the auctions, and really the sense of community that it creates, the girls have carried on with them. And I feel confident when you have a strong community that you all work well together.
Wow, John, how powerful is it to hear Kristen's story and hear about how important it is to support Catholic education? Now, as we said earlier, proceeds from tonight's show will be used for students in need of tuition assistance in order to attend our Catholic schools. Now, there are two easy ways for you to make a donation. With your smartphone camera, you just scan the QR code at the bottom of your screen or text the word GIVE to 716-249-0106 and then just follow the prompts.
That sounds easy. Thank you in advance for your kindness and generosity. You'll now hear from several other community leaders on why Catholic education is really so important.
Well, when it came time to send our children to school, we fell back on our own experience, having been raised in the Catholic Church and educated in Catholic schools, both of us from kindergarten all the way through college graduation. And it worked for us. And we felt that that was an experience and a framework, both a religious framework as well as a moral framework that we wanted our children to experience. So for us, it was worth the extra tuition or the tuition that we paid, and it was worth a little bit of extra travel along the way in return for what they were getting in terms of discipline and the education they were getting and just the guidance in life for our children. So we thought it was worth any kind of sacrifice that it involved. We see it over and over and over again, especially with the children who come through Catholic schools because of the Bison Fund. Children who may not have a chance in life are getting a chance in life by being able to go to good schools. And again, I'm not criticizing public schools, but there are places in this world where the public schools aren't so great. And the education that these kids can get in a place like a Catholic grammar school or a Catholic high school to me gives you a running start in life. And I think we see that over and over and over again through the Bison Fund and Buffalo Prep. Amy Popadick likes to say, it's not a handout, it's a hand up. And I think that says it all.
Catholic education is a values-added education. It teaches us principles, values, and I know that once you receive them, you carry them with you the rest of your life. The parents are first to form a child's character and teach them their values, teach them their virtues, and show them what is important. And I believe that Catholic education continues that responsibility. A young person who has had the gift of a Catholic education has been given reading, writing, and the science and math skills. But then they add to that their ability to articulate that, their character formation, the importance of courtesy towards others, of course, charity, which comes from being taught the virtues of hope and love and faith. I believe parents are looking for that place, that safe place, that place where the student will receive the love and will understand that there are others who care about them. And so I think parents are seeking a place where there is that atmosphere and that culture of quality education and concern for the individual. I believe that the student leaves with a sense of who they are and what their gifts and talents are that were gifted to them by their divine creator, and a sense of a responsibility to give that back to the community.
I really did try to instill the whole idea of, peace, of really trying to be good to people, trying to be honest, and a real value system, which I believe Catholic education really does stress. And when you live it day in and day out, and then ideally you're showing younger people that these are the values that are very much a part of your personality, and ideally they learn from those cues, if you will. What a tremendous gift to give to a child, to a family. Because of the fact that the world, there are so many pressures, and you need to have a value system. And that value system really is reinforced if you look at somebody who started in kindergarten and went all the way through college, and constantly being reinforced by the Catholic influence in grade school, high school, and then in college. They are able, I think, much better to really handle some of the pressures that really a lot of students just don't have that skill set. I think one thing that I've always seen is that, Catholic school educated students, just there's a kindness, a gentleness. That's one of the things that I really see, and there isn't that rough edge. And that's so important today, because let's face it, so many of these students have a very hard edge to them. And again, how do you really work with people in this world if you're always butting heads? Well, there's actually an interesting study that was published in the New York Post about 2 weeks ago, that Catholic students who went to school during the pandemic actually were ahead grade-wise in comparison to their counterparts that went to other institutions. So they really did receive a good, sound academic experience during what was considered obviously a very tumultuous time, in the world.
Hi, I'm Dina Pasillo.
And I'm Sue Santander.
We're co-presidents of Mary Mother of Vocations Ministry, and our main goal is to promote vocations to the priesthood, diaconate, and religious life.
Jesus is the reason for our Catholic schools, where students are encouraged to pray for God to reveal the vocation He has in mind for them. Visit our website, mmvminc.org.
Your donation to Fund for the Faith supports more than a dozen vital ministries in the Diocese of Buffalo. It supports the schools that nurture children's minds and spirits. It ensures that all are truly welcomed. It assists mothers and families in need. It helps bring spiritual comfort in hospitals and college campuses. It educates seminarians, clergy, and lay ministers. It helps spread the great news. Please consider an appeal gift today to Fund for the Faith through Catholic Charities. Thank you.
We want to give a special thank you to our silver sponsors tonight. Thank you so much for the support that you give to Catholic education and all that you do to help us out.
Bond is Buffalo. Bond, Schoeneck & King is a full-service law firm. Bond knows Buffalo. Bond sees Buffalo. Bond hears Buffalo. Bond is Buffalo.
Hi, I'm Dina Pasillo.
And I'm Sue Santander.
We're co-presidents of Mary Mother of Vocations Ministry, and our main goal is to promote vocations to the priesthood, diaconate, and religious life.
Jesus is the reason for our Catholic schools, where students are encouraged to pray for God to reveal the vocation He has in mind for them. Visit our website, mmvminc.org.
Welcome back to our special presentation. John DeSciullo again here with you, and honored always to be with my good friend Russell J. Salvatore from Russell Steaks, Chops, and More in Salvatore's Grand Hotel. Russell, we're here today and recognizing your efforts, and it's so important for you to give back to the community, and I want to know what motivates you to want to be so generous to Western New York.
You know, anytime I get honored and receive something, and I get a tickle in my stomach, and I say, thank you for making me what I am, Lord. And it's a nice feeling, I've gotten so many pats on the back. And I'd have to say, thank you, Pa, for making the way I am. It must be the blood wore off. I can remember my dad, he had a corner saloon, and during the Depression, he had bushels of potatoes, vegetables, and ever gave it to the neighborhood. I never missed a morning when my dad was alive that I didn't go up to him and say, Buongiorno, Papa, come sta, Pa, and give him a kiss. John, that meant, good morning, Pa. I love you, Pa, and I gave him a kiss. Never forgot that. Respect means everything. And the community was very respectful to me.
So Russell, the students at Immaculate Conception put together a video, and they enjoyed all of the commercials that you made, and then they did their own messaging in there. What did it mean to you to see the message from these young students who enjoyed your spots?
Well, John, it's like everything that compliments. It made me feel so good inside, and that makes me feel even better to see that these young people are in school and getting a great education. So important in life, John. I had to quit school to work for my dad. I don't have much of an education, but the Lord made me very, very nice to be able to give back. So kids, keep it up. God bless you, and I'll send you some more commercials, okay? God bless you, kids.
The Champion of Catholic Education Award is presented annually by the Foundation of the Roman Catholic Diocese of Buffalo to individuals that have demonstrated outstanding leadership in the areas of time, talent, and treasure in support of Catholic education in the 8 counties of the Diocese of Buffalo. Charles Jones, who is known as Chip, was a great ambassador of Catholic education. Tragically, this past July, Chip lost his life unexpectedly. We remember and honor Chip as a successful businessman with a long history of service to Western New York's local charities. A product of Western New York Catholic schools from grammar to college, Chip cherished his beautiful family and was a man of deep Catholic faith.
At this time, we'd like to recognize my friends Donna and Bill Collins in receiving the Champion of Catholic Education Award. Donna and Bill Collins are longtime supporters of Catholic education, as well as the foundation of the Roman Catholic Diocese of Buffalo. Together, they serve on the Foundation's Board of Trustees and for 13 years as chairs of the Bishop's Council of the Laity, a select group of leaders that remain closest to the Bishop. Through their long-standing support of this event, they feel it is important that they help give the gift of a Catholic education to other families in need. Now we'd like to thank you, our wonderful bronze sponsors, because tonight we simply couldn't do it without you and your amazing support.
Now we want to take some time for some more real-life testimonials from parents and teachers on the positive impact Catholic schools are having on their children.
So I think Catholic education is important for us for a couple reasons. First, we're interested in promoting the Catholic faith in our family and with our children. We want them to grow up to be good Catholics. But secondly, and equally as important, we really want them to learn to view the world from a Catholic perspective. The world can be a very confusing place. And I think that a solid grounding in the Catholic faith is extremely important as they grow up and really experience the world.
We enjoy supporting the school in many ways, through volunteering, fundraising, coaching, room mom, supporting special events, as well as the day-to-day activities at the school. So again, not a sacrifice to us. We enjoy every part of it, of the school community.
At least here at St. Greg's, parental involvement and participation is actually encouraged. So you immediately, when you join the school, are really invited to participate, and it creates that family atmosphere.
We've been parishioners of St. Greg's for a long time, so it was a natural fit for us. Although we live literally a stone's throw from the #1 rated elementary school in Western New York, we still chose St. Greg's for our children. It's really a true community, and everyone supports each other, and again, families with very similar vision, values, and goals for their family. So the last 7 years has just been an incredible experience for us.
It felt so right for me. This St. Gregory's, where we're sitting, is where I belonged. At the time, Anne Marie and Elisa went to St. Christopher's on Niagara Falls Boulevard. And being a single mom for many years, I felt it gave my daughters security. It gave them hope. I wanted to give them the gift of having faith and bringing religion into our home. A family, I always felt a family that prays together stays together. And this was a secure environment, family oriented. It was a perfect scenario for us at the time. And about 5 years ago, Anne Marie came up to me and said, "Thank you, Mom." I said, "For what?" And she said, "I feel like St. Christopher's gave me the base I needed in life." And I said, "Oh, Anne Marie, I'm so glad to hear that." That told me it was the right thing to do. The sacrifices, the time, the money spent, that thank you told me we did it right. As a community, we need to donate. We need to give back to provide this safe environment for our children, whether it's monetarily, time, emotionally, prayers, whatever we could do, we need to do, and that's what our job is.
Now, we also want to recognize our student honorees this evening. The Natalie Matamore Lewis Kindness Counts Character Award is presented to a 7th grade student who performs simple acts of kindness like Natalie Matamore Lewis did when her life was cut short in 2014. Now, tonight we honor Savannah Brooks. We want to say congratulations to you, Savannah, just the beginning of great things.
And our second award goes to an 8th grade student who has developed exceptional writing skills and notable characteristics of the late great Tim Russert, the nationally recognized journalist, formerly, of course, host of NBC's Meet the Press. Tonight, the Tim Russert Creative Writing Scholarship recipient is Sarah Romanowski.
I want to say congratulations once again to both Savannah and Sarah on awards well deserved.
And of course, a thank you goes to our emergency tuition sponsors tonight. Again, without your support of you and the other sponsors, we wouldn't be able to support Catholic education the way we are.
Well, you know, John, there are a lot of people out there who make a difference in Catholic education, and the Sister Lucille Sociarelli and Father John Stern Making a Difference Award goes to honor a Catholic school educator who truly touches the hearts of students, parents, and the entire school community. This award was inspired by the late Tim Russert, a prominent news journalist. He was instrumental in establishing this award and initially helped with the funding.
And this year's Making a Difference Award goes to Vicki Patrica, who was one of many nominees throughout the entire Diocese of Buffalo. So this was quite an accomplishment. Congratulations, Vicki.
Uniland and the Matanti family believe in the value of a Catholic education. We're pleased to help families access enhanced student achievement and academic excellence.
Tonight, a celebration of Catholic education, Shooting for the Stars. So as we continue our special tonight, Dr. Chris Folko shares his story on the positive influence a Catholic education had in his life and the great success that he's had as president at St. Joseph Collegiate Institute.
5 years ago, when the search committee was approaching you and when you were the man of their choice, what made you take that big step?
Sure. How I came to the Buffalo area and to running St. Joe's. My background is very mixed. I started my career in a Jesuit school in the Washington, D.C. area. I was a teacher and an administrator in public schools in the Philadelphia area. For the 9 years prior to coming to Buffalo, I was the head of school of a non-Catholic independent school in the Philadelphia region. But I met a gentleman by the name of Tom Comer and a lady by the name of Maureen Hurley, who were jointly running the search for this wonderful LaSallian school in Western New York, St. Joseph's Collegiate Institute. And they spoke so passionately about the mission of St. Joe's, the mission of inclusivity, the mission of creating a true brotherhood among the students, and a mission of academic excellence in preparing students for college and life beyond high school. And so it was really those two individuals who drew me into St. Joe's and welcomed our family as we transitioned from Philadelphia to the Buffalo area.
What are some of those values you try to get the boys here to take away from their education?
We have a common expression here that we're always trying to get the boys to be the best versions of themselves. Hard work, honesty, being forthright, treating others with dignity and respect. We approach diversity by first opening our arms and welcoming all students. And this goes back over 300 years to St. John Baptist de La Salle. We have a very strong endowment, and that's part of my job as president, is to expand that endowment even more, to afford us as a school the ability to welcome students of all income levels, of all socioeconomic backgrounds, of all racial backgrounds.
In your mind, what are the main differentiators between a Catholic education and the various other types of education out there?
I think what attracts students from public schools, or maybe students who don't have an affiliation with the Catholic Church, to come to a place like St. Joe's is the feeling of inclusivity. And I think that that's attractive to parents, regardless of whether they're Catholic or not, regardless of whether they were in a Catholic K-8 school or a public school. They're looking for that sense of belonging and that sense of community and that brotherhood that is the mark of St. Joseph's Collegiate Institute.
I believe that Catholic education helps shape the children and help shape my children who they are today, other than the family influence. I think being around other kids and the school who supports that, and the academics, of course. Smaller classrooms, more supports, I believe, is available through a Catholic school and a Catholic education. I'm just very thankful that I've been able to provide my kids with the Catholic education because of the diocese. I mean, I don't think I would have been able to without the help, and I'm just very, very grateful beyond words.
Part of things that make Catholic schools, especially all-girl or all-boys schools, is the community that you can build. I myself went to Holy Angels. I'm a product of an all-girl school, and I found when I was there, I got a lot of confidence in the things I was good at and the things I could do. I really liked math and physics, and there was no one in the school to say, what do you mean a girl shouldn't be doing math and physics? I could just pursue it because I loved it. And then when I went to college, I wasn't afraid to be good at math and physics. I knew I was, and I could work with my colleagues and just proceed forward and not even think twice about it. I think with a school like St. Joe's, they form a great brotherhood and a great community, and they build each other up, and it's part of just everything that we do is all trying to be part of the community and be better.
And what do you think are some of the values that your graduates from here take when they leave St. Joe's?
Of course. So I teach engineering with my students, so the values I really try to instill in them is persistence and problem solving. When it doesn't go right the first time, you keep going back. And also, as you're working in whatever field, to be a gentleman of integrity and honor. You're doing your own work. You are trying to do the very best you can. You're not cutting corners, giving credit where credit is due. So you're honoring all the group members and the people you're working with. The choice to become a Catholic school teacher as opposed to being a public school teacher or any other school, I see it more as a vocation than a job. Because here, I'm not just teaching the science and the math that I teach, I'm also teaching the heart, the whole person. And that's something that's just invaluable. You can't put a price on that. To be able to talk to my students and really get to know them and take the material that I'm teaching them and like I said, pull it back to, hey, and then here's God behind it all. I like having that piece of my life. I like being able to bring my whole self to my job.
A lot of guys, I've always came back to visit. So I've seen a lot of these guys as freshmen when I wasn't working here, and now that they're seniors, you know, I see a huge growth, a huge improvement in a lot of them, you know, maturity, you know, just becoming young men. And, you know, the goal of St. Joe's is to make these boys, when they come in, become young men and go out into the world and be successful. So.
And if a student comes to you with something that they need assistance with, and maybe, I mean, you don't have all the answers and you don't know how to help them with that particular, are there plenty of people in the building that you can go to?
Of course. And it helped a lot, you know, being an education major, I will have a lot of conversations with Mr. Foltz or Ms. Golden and ask them, is there anything that you think I should work on as far as classroom management questions, you know, things that they already had to do to be in the position that they are in now. So in the beginning, they started off with just having the Academic Enrichment Center, which was from the regular school day, 8 to 2:30. After school would be 2:30 to 4, which students are able to come in, get assistance with any class that they need, and I would help them. Sometimes there are students from National Honor Society who may come in and also tutor as well if there's a large group of students who might need help. But it's not something that you see everywhere, you know, just to have all of the different centers for assistance, you know, for the students' needs, and that's the main focus. So with being after school, it might be a time where a student may need help with Spanish. It might be a Spanish teacher that's still here, or it might be a math teacher that's here that can help them with math. It just gives the students the opportunity to work on time management, organization. You know, sometimes they might not even need help with a certain subject, but they need to stay focused, finish homework, and be able to go about the day.
So you've experienced both public school setting and a Catholic school setting. In your mind, now that you're about to be graduating this year, what do you feel are the benefits of coming to a Catholic school?
When coming to Catholic high school, it was, generally speaking, my idea. I knew that I had a lot of uncles that went here, and a lot of my cousins who I absolutely inspired to be one day have all came to St. Joe's, and I've seen how they turned out to be, and it makes me want nothing more unless to be like them.
We have a very good endowment fund, and this came about because of the support of very, very generous alumni across the country, of parents who have kids in school but have the means, of business leaders in the community and their support, and also from the foundation of the Catholic Diocese of Buffalo. This is what keeps us going, and we are so happy to provide these kids with help and with an education.
And now the Selfless Giving Award. It's presented by the Foundation of the Roman Catholic Diocese of Buffalo to individuals who have gone above and beyond the call of duty by helping those in need. Russell J. Salvatore has always been one who has a hard time saying no to any charity in need, and he likes to give back to those who he can. Congratulations, Russell.
So you will now hear from Reverend Sean Paul Fleming, rector of St. Joseph Cathedral and the director of the Office of Worship, about the importance of Catholic education and his thoughts on the future of Catholic education.
But I absolutely love the mission that Catholic education brings. It certainly has formed me as an individual, as a human person, but most especially as a priest. And I think that's a wonderful gift that Catholic education gives not only to our community, but also to our church in forming young disciples and trying to allow them to have those principles of the faith, the principles of the gospel that Jesus has called us to spread. I think, especially if I were to think in the context of Catholic education, you know, one of the things that we emphasize, but certainly in our parishes as well, is service. And service, I think, is something that we can all find a commonality in, because we want to see individuals flourish. We want to see our communities flourishing in beautiful ways. We want to have a pleasant existence with one another. That's a basic thing that everyone looks for. Everyone, I think, wants to have a certain sense of joy and happiness, and certainly that's a common foundation that we begin from. Beyond that, I think we can expand, you know, even to those maybe who believe a different faith, but, you know, also those who share the Christian faith with us, that we encounter God in the Word. And we build on those two things, I think, to even invite people to feel welcome to be with us at the table of the Lord in the Catholic Church, you know, to see Christ's presence in all dimensions of life. Certainly as Catholics, we profess a belief in the real and abiding presence of the Eucharist, but we can find so many different commonalities with other folks that come to us from a variety of experiences and faith backgrounds. And so I would always hope that people who are curious, people who are looking for that light of faith, that light of God in their life, would never be hesitant to open our doors to come and meet the people who make up the body of Christ with them, who are God's children, Jesus' brothers and sisters, those who are always going to show them a welcome and warm openness to who they are and what they bring to the table, if you will. I think the main differentiation between a Catholic education and any other form is really that sense of community and family. I know I just celebrated a wedding for a beautiful couple. The groom had attended Catholic schools. One of his groomsmen was his best friend, probably from the time they were in 3rd or 4th grade, going to the same Catholic school. That friendship is going to endure into their 80s or their 90s or however many years God gifts them with. And it's not just the relationship maybe that's formed between students and in their time at a Catholic school. I've seen relationships form between parents and families that have lasted for maybe generations even, just because of a decision to look at Catholic education, to try to join something that's greater than themselves, a community that's concerned about our youth, our future, and their education, and certainly that's our primary focus. But those more secondary sort of unanticipated benefits, I guess I would call, of those strengthening of family bonds in our communities, not only in the school, but also then when they see each other on the weekend in church. You know, those things are, you know, you can't estimate the value of those relationships, of those bonds, and we don't know how long they might continue for maybe perhaps generations to come.
Taylor, tonight we want to recognize our first ever Distinguished Principal Award. Congratulations to Mrs. Karen Rahill at DeSales Catholic School. Your commitment and passion to your school is truly remarkable.
Now, John, newly added this year as a Distinguished Pastor Award, so we want to give our congratulations to Father Jim Shupak for your leadership at Nativity of Our Lord School in Orchard Park.
And a final thank you goes to our promotional underwriters tonight. Again, without our promotional underwriters and all of our sponsors, all of this support to help bring attention and support for Catholic education would not happen.
So you're now going to hear an inspiring story about a goal-oriented individual who changed careers when she was a young mom of 4 children and decided to follow her dream to be a teacher and now principal.
So I graduated originally in accounting from Canisius College and worked in public accounting for a few years. And then I decided to stay home with my 4 boys, so I was fortunate enough to be able to do that. So I stayed home with them. And once the twins went to kindergarten, I went back and worked part-time in accounting and decided, it was fine, but it wasn't super family friendly, and I wanted to be able to be home with my boys over, holiday breaks and the summer. And I had always wanted to teach. So 2007, I went back to Canisius for the 2nd time and graduated with my master's in May of 2009 and started working in the diocese in 2009. Went back again and got a certification in math and taught math up until I decided to start my, my admin certification in 2020. I love the fact that we can incorporate God and religion into everything we do. We don't have to worry about, what we say. We can say we're having a Christmas concert as opposed to a holiday concert. And, it's just, I think it's important for us to be able to share that message with the students that we teach. And it's just always, Catholic schools have always just been a special place. I think Catholic schools just really do an excellent job at educating the whole child. It really is. It really is about the whole child. We have some kids that excel academically. We have some kids that excel in art or, in sports. And we cultivate all of that. We give kids, all Catholic schools give children the opportunity to really find their own strengths and to find what they're good at, whatever it is. And I just think we're really good at just at really growing the whole child, socially, emotionally, academically, spiritually. I think we're excellent at that. And I really think that if people just walked inside our doors, they would know that and they would get that feeling. I talked to some of my teachers are parents. In fact, a number of them are parents and have kids at various different grade levels here in the school. And I'd say to them, all right, so what was it? Like, why did you choose St. Chris? And they said, it was just a feeling. Like, I just knew when I walked in the doors. And I know if people would just walk in the doors of our Catholic schools, they would feel that. It's just, you just get it when you're here. And it's, and it's hard to leave. I've been in Catholic education my whole life, and it's a really special place to be.
How great is it to hear all of these fantastic stories? And we'll give you another one. Sandra Betters, president at Narden Academy, has a great passion for Catholic education.
Becoming the president of Narden Academy is, in many ways, just an opportunity of a lifetime. When I think about all of the spaces that I've been in educationally, this is a space that brings everything together for me. It's like coming home. So my role as president is really to steward our mission, and our mission is one that is based in the Daughters of the Heart of Mary, who really believe in making sure every person is respected and upheld for their God-given gifts. And when I think about that, it reaches in every area of our school, from our youngest students to our oldest students, making sure that wherever they're coming from, that they have what they need to not only be developed through their mind academically, but also their spirit. As president, I have the opportunity at Narden to work with 4 very talented principals, tons of educators who are just dedicated to our mission as well. Our board is a group of individuals from Western New York and beyond who are excited about the future of Narden. So my role is really working with all of those pieces and bringing together the true Narden experience. When I think about the future of Catholic education and education in general, I keep coming back to this sense of both and, right? It's really important, especially in a faith-based community, that we hold on to the tenets of our faith, that we're constantly this rock for families, that we are a place that they can come for support, understanding, and cultivation of their faith for their children. But the and piece for me comes into something that I would lean into the Daughters of the Heart of Mary, who believe so strongly about responding to the times and understanding needs of people today. So I do believe Catholic education has that responsibility of never losing those tenets of faith, but looking up and out and making sure we're preparing young women and men for tomorrow and what that looks like. And to me, that will mean partnering outside of our school walls. That will mean looking into the city of Buffalo and finding ways for us to engage with business partners and making sure there's a pathway to success for every single student. The future, I think, at Narden Academy is extremely bright. And I'm very excited to be in this role and being able to partner with all of the educators who are doing the work each day. At Narden, we have what's called variable tuition, where we really lean into our mission and understand that providing this education and this faith opportunity for students is really who we are as educators, and that's why I come to work every day, to make sure that everyone that wants this for their children have this opportunity. So when we look to our donors, when we look to our families, and we look to our investments, we are always trying to build that base to provide this, the resources to scholarship our students.
What inspired me to become a Catholic school educator is that that's really where my heart lies. I grew up in Catholic education. I went to a parochial school, and then I graduated from Narden Academy High School. I went to Niagara University for college, and so this is really what I grew up knowing, and I'm Catholic myself, and I wanted to have that be a part of my everyday. I have a family, I have 2 daughters, and they also go to Narden. They also, that was always a thing that my husband and I wanted to raise our children in Catholic education as well. And so it's where I belong, really. The values that I try to instill in my students is not only obviously academics, but also to be responsible, good people, obviously kindness, but how to be socially appropriate. And this is I teach in the middle school, this is such a valuable time to really instill these things into the children. Teaching them the right and wrong, but also how to recover from mistakes and how to be gracious to others and grateful for what they have and their experiences. So I we say at Narden we teach the whole child, and I do take that to heart. I do believe that we do that. So if a family is thinking that Narden's the right fit, but the finances maybe are not enough, I would say to look into opportunities, look into scholarships, talk to the people here in our offices, because we have opportunities. We want to educate as many people, as many children as we can, and with the wonderful help from donors, we are able to do that to more children than that are not able to come here on their own. So thank you very much to all of the donors who feel like Catholic education is important.
So why don't we start out by telling us a little bit about your time here at Narden Academy?
Well, my time here at Narden Academy has been great. I've been here since kindergarten, and it's very welcoming, great community.
Can you talk a little bit about diversity in school and the importance of that?
The diversity in school and the importance is that all the kids, we all treat each other the same. There's no differences. And I think that's what's best, is you have to treat everyone the way you want to be treated, and I think that really gets done here at Narden. My sisters and I are all dancers, and we started a non-for-profit that we collect dance clothes and shoes and give them to people in need or after-school programs, and it's called Your Turn to Dance.
As an 8th grade student moving on to high school, what are 2 things you think you'll carry with you from your formation here in elementary school that you'll take to high school and maybe even your life journey?
Well, 2 things I'll carry on from Narden going to my life and into the high school is probably what Narden has taught me about treating others and people around the community.
We want to thank you for joining us tonight. We hope this program gave you solid examples and insights on the importance of a Catholic education.
And Taylor, once again, the 2 easy ways for you to make a donation are with your smartphone camera. Even I could do it. Scan the QR code right on the bottom of the screen or text the word GIVE to 716-249-0106 and follow the prompts. And Taylor Epps, the students at our schools say,
thank you!
And I am in the 3rd grade at St. Joseph University School. I started there 2 years ago and I love my school. I want to thank my dad. He works so hard that he can offer me a good education. He walks me to school every day and picks me up every afternoon. He tells me he does not worry for a second while I'm in school because he knows he can count on my teachers to not only teach me, but also to care for me. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone here who supports Catholic education. If it were not for all of you, it would not be possible for me to continue to go to St. Joe's University. So from the bottom of my heart, I say thank you for all of your support, and God bless each and every one of you.
The preceding program, a celebration of Catholic education, Shooting for the Stars, was a special presentation from the Foundation of the Roman Catholic Diocese of Buffalo and WBBZ-TV, with major support from Platinum sponsor Aquest Development, the Chancery of the Diocese of Buffalo, and the Maid of the Mist Corporation.